Just 4.2 light-years away, a planet orbits the closest star to our Sun, Proxima Centauri b. It sits in the habitable zone where temperatures might allow liquid water and maybe life. This isn't science fiction, it's one of our most promising hopes beyond Earth. For centuries we've asked, are we alone? Now a small rocky world near a red dwarf star keeps that question alive. If you could stand there, on alien soil under a dim red sky, would you feel wonder? Or the weight of possibility? Let's dive into the secrets of Proxima Centauri b, and what it could mean for our future. Proximity to Earth. What would it be like to live on another planet? Well, we might not need to venture too far to find a new world, because just over 4 light-years away from us is Proxima Centauri b. That's right, the closest exoplanet that might one day become humanity's potential second home. You might be thinking, 4 light-years, that's pretty far. But let's put it in perspective. If we were to travel to Proxima Centauri by using current technology, it would take us about 70,000 years. That's a seriously long road trip, but on the cosmic scale, it's actually relatively close. Proxima Centauri b orbits around Proxima Centauri, a red dwarf star that's located in the Alpha Centauri star system, the closest star system to our own Sun. While our Sun is a yellow dwarf star, red dwarfs like Proxima Centauri are much smaller and cooler, but they also burn their fuel for far longer. That means Proxima Centauri could keep its planet stable for billions of years, which is exactly what we want for a habitable planet. The proximity of Proxima Centauri b to Earth makes it a fascinating candidate for exploration, and thanks to our growing technological advancements, who knows, maybe one day we'll set foot on this distant world. The thing that makes Proxima Centauri b even more intriguing is that it's within reach compared to other exoplanets, which are often hundreds or even thousands of light-years away. So, while we can't pack our bags and go just yet, this planet offers a real hope for future generations to travel, study, and perhaps even live beyond our own home planet. Isn't that exciting? Location in the habitable zone. The most exciting part of Proxima Centauri b, its location in the habitable zone. You've probably heard this term before. It's often called the Goldilocks zone, and it's where conditions are just right for liquid water to exist on a planet's surface. Not too hot, not too cold. It's the perfect sweet spot for life to thrive. And guess what? Proxima Centauri b sits smack dab in the middle of this habitable zone. Being in the habitable zone is a game changer. It means that just like Earth, Proxima Centauri b could have liquid water on its surface, which is one of the key ingredients for life as we know it. Think about it. Water is essential for all known life forms, from the tiniest microbe to the largest mammals. So the fact that this planet is positioned at just the right distance from its star means it has the potential to harbor conditions that could support life. This is one of the primary reasons scientists are so eager to study Proxima Centauri b. It might not just be a planet, it could be the next big discovery in our search for extraterrestrial life. But it's not just about being in the habitable zone, it's about how Proxima Centauri b's orbit interacts with its star. Unlike Earth, which is in a stable orbit around the Sun, Proxima Centauri b's orbit is likely to be influenced by the intense stellar radiation from its red dwarf star. That's a challenge. And we'll talk more about how that affects its potential for habitability in the next sections. But for now, it's enough to say that being in the habitable zone gives Proxima Centauri b a huge advantage in the search for life beyond Earth. Could it be the place where life is waiting to be discovered? Only time will tell. Earth-like size and composition. So what makes Proxima Centauri b so fascinating? Its size and composition. Unlike the gas giants like Jupiter or Saturn, Proxima Centauri b is a rocky planet, much like Earth. It's about 1.3 times the mass of our home planet, which means it's large enough to have a solid surface but not so big that it would be a gas giant. This is a huge advantage because it means that, theoretically, Proxima Centauri b could have an atmosphere, oceans, and even land masses just like Earth does. Imagine a world that could resemble our own in some ways. It's like having a twin out there in the vast expanse of space. The fact that Proxima Centauri b is a rocky planet opens up so many possibilities. It could have similar geological features like mountains, valleys, and maybe even volcanoes. Its surface might be shaped by tectonic activity, just like on Earth, where the plates beneath our feet shift and create the continents and oceans. And speaking of oceans, Proxima Centauri b's Earth-like size means it could potentially have water in liquid form, which is crucial for life. The idea that a planet in our cosmic neighborhood could have a solid surface and liquid water makes Proxima Centauri b incredibly intriguing to scientists. They're excited to study the composition of the planet's surface, its possible atmosphere, and whether it could support life forms similar to what we have here. If Proxima Centauri b is truly Earth-like, it could also offer a glimpse into the types of conditions that make a planet habitable. The more we learn about it, the better we can understand what's needed for life to thrive on other worlds. The fact that this planet is rocky and roughly the size of Earth only adds to its allure as a potential new home for humanity, or at least a place to search for extraterrestrial life. Potential for liquid water. Let's dive into one of the most exciting aspects of Proxima Centauri b, the potential for liquid water. Water is the key ingredient for life as we know it. And for years, scientists have been on the lookout for planets that might have water in its liquid form on their surface. Proxima Centauri b, situated in the habitable zone of its star, could be one of those rare gems where liquid water could exist. Being in the habitable zone means that Proxima Centauri b is at the right distance from its star, not too close so that water would evaporate, and not too far so that it would freeze. This perfect distance could allow the planet to have water in liquid form on its surface, which is essential for life. Picture vast oceans, rivers and lakes, just like here on Earth. And water doesn't just provide a home for life, it's also a key ingredient for maintaining an environment that could support complex ecosystems. It could even be the thing that makes this planet more Earth-like than we ever imagined. But there's more to this. The possibility of liquid water on Proxima Centauri b also depends on the planet's atmosphere, which we don't fully understand yet. If the planet has a thick atmosphere, it could create the right conditions for water to remain liquid on its surface, even if Proxima Centauri emits strong radiation. Without an atmosphere, the water would quickly evaporate or freeze, making the planet less likely to support life. That's why studying Proxima Centauri b's atmosphere is one of the biggest focuses for scientists. If they can determine that the planet has the right conditions, they'll be one step closer to answering the age-old question, are we alone in the universe? Tidally locked rotation. Let's take a moment to talk about something that makes Proxima Centauri b quite unique, its rotation. Unlike Earth, where day and night give us a rhythmic balance, Proxima Centauri b is likely tidally locked to its star. This means that one side of the planet is always facing the star, while the other side is in eternal darkness. It's a fascinating phenomenon that happens when a planet's orbit around its star syncs up with its rotation in such a way that it always shows the same face to the star. This tidally locked rotation can create some extreme conditions on Proxima Centauri b. On the side that faces its star, temperatures could soar to unimaginable heights, while the dark side would likely be freezing cold. These vast temperature differences would create unique weather patterns, possibly even powerful winds or atmospheric currents that move from the hot side to the cold side in an attempt to balance out the heat. The intense heat on the day side and the icy cold on the night side might make life as we know it challenging, but it also opens up possibilities for life forms to adapt to such extremes. Maybe life on this planet doesn't thrive in the traditional sense, but in some way we can't yet imagine it finds a way to exist. Now, if Proxima Centauri b does indeed have an atmosphere, it could mitigate some of these extreme temperatures, circulating heat between the two sides and perhaps creating a more habitable environment. That said, the tidal locking of the planet could make the atmosphere's stability a major factor in determining whether life could survive here. It's a delicate balance, but one that might lead to the discovery of life forms unlike anything we've ever encountered before. Stellar activity and radiation. There's no denying that Proxima Centauri b is a fascinating exoplanet, but being so close to its star as a red dwarf brings some serious challenges for its habitability. Red dwarfs like Proxima Centauri are known for their stellar activity, which includes strong solar flares and radiation bursts that can be harsh on nearby planets. So, while Proxima Centauri b is in the habitable zone, the question arises, could it withstand the intense radiation from its star? Let's dive into that. Proxima Centauri, unlike our Sun, is much smaller and cooler, but it's also far more active. It regularly emits powerful flares and radiation, which could strip away the atmosphere of a planet in the habitable zone. This radiation could bombard the surface of Proxima Centauri b, making it harder for life to exist, especially if it lacks a strong magnetic field or protective atmosphere. Imagine being in a constant battle against radiation that could fry the surface and potentially evaporate any water that might exist. It's not an easy environment to thrive in. But here's the twist, Proxima Centauri b could still have a fighting chance. If it has a thick atmosphere, much like Earth's, it could protect the surface from harmful radiation. Additionally, some scientists believe that certain life forms could adapt to these conditions, developing protective mechanisms to survive in environments with high radiation levels. After all, life on Earth has found ways to thrive in extreme conditions, from deep-sea vents to radioactive zones. The ability of Proxima Centauri b's atmosphere to withstand its star's harsh radiation will be crucial in determining whether this planet can support life, or if we're looking at a world where only the toughest organisms could survive. Scientific interest and exploration. Proxima Centauri b has certainly captured the imagination of scientists, astronomers, and space enthusiasts alike, but what's next? What are the next steps for exploring this fascinating exoplanet and uncovering its secrets? The truth is, Proxima Centauri b is a top contender in the search for habitable planets and extraterrestrial life. It's a planet that could offer us insights into the possibilities of life beyond Earth, and with the right tools and technology, it might not be as far out of reach as we once thought. So, how do we study a planet that's over 4 light-years away? With the development of advanced telescopes and new technologies, astronomers are able to gather more information about Proxima Centauri b than ever before. One of the most exciting prospects on the horizon is the use of next-generation telescopes, such as the James Webb Space Telescope, which is designed to peer deeper into space and study the atmospheres of distant planets in incredible detail. This could help scientists determine if Proxima Centauri b has an atmosphere, how thick it is, and whether it contains the necessary elements to support life. In addition to the tools we have today, future space missions could take us even closer to understanding Proxima Centauri b. There are discussions within the scientific community about sending probes to explore this distant exoplanet, though it's a massive undertaking that would take decades to accomplish with current propulsion technology. One potential mission could involve the Breakthrough Starshot Initiative, a project aimed at sending small, light-powered probes to nearby stars at a fraction of the speed we're capable of now. These probes could send back data on the planet's surface and atmosphere, dramatically enhancing our understanding of its potential habitability. While we're still in the early stages of exploration, Proxima Centauri b holds the promise of answering some of humanity's biggest questions. Is there life beyond Earth? What does a potentially habitable planet look like up close? By continuing to study this distant world, we not only expand our knowledge of the universe, but also bring ourselves one step closer to understanding our place within it. This pursuit might be the key to discovering a new world for future generations. Thanks for joining me on this journey to explore Proxima Centauri b, one of the most exciting potential habitable worlds beyond our solar system. While we still have many questions about its true nature, and whether it can support life, every discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. The universe is vast and full of mysteries just waiting to be uncovered. Stay curious, keep looking up, and remember, space holds endless wonders for those who seek them. And if you love discovering the secret of the universe, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more adventures. The International Space Station has been orbiting Earth for over 25 years, traveling at a staggering speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour, while hosting astronauts from around the world. It's the largest human-made structure in space, and a symbol of unprecedented international cooperation. But, did you know the ISS was originally designed to last just 15 years? What happens when this iconic space lab reaches the end of its journey? Are you ready to uncover the story behind the end of the ISS? What is the International Space Station? The International Space Station, or ISS, isn't just a giant metal structure orbiting Earth. It's one of humanity's most ambitious collaborations ever. Launched in 1998, this incredible space laboratory has been home to astronauts from around the world, all working together to push the boundaries of science and technology beyond our planet. For over 2 decades, the ISS has circled Earth every 90 minutes, providing a unique platform for experiments that can't be done anywhere else. It's been a place where researchers study everything from human health in zero gravity to the effects of cosmic radiation, and even test new materials and technologies that could one day help us explore deeper into space. More than just science, the ISS represents a symbol of international teamwork, with space agencies from the US, Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada all contributing to its construction and operation. Despite being originally designed for a 15-year mission, the ISS has far exceeded expectations, serving as a vital stepping stone for humanity's future in space. But as impressive as it is, the station's hardware is aging, and the era of the ISS is approaching its final chapter. Understanding what the ISS is and why it matters sets the stage for why its eventual retirement will be such a significant moment, not just for space exploration, but for global cooperation and scientific progress as a whole. The ISS's lifespan and aging infrastructure. The International Space Station was never meant to last forever. When it was first designed in the 1990s, engineers planned for a lifespan of about 15 years, enough time to prove that living and working in space was possible on a large scale. But here we are more than 25 years later, and the ISS is still orbiting Earth, a testament to human ingenuity and international cooperation. The truth is, the station's hardware is showing its age. Constant exposure to the harsh environment of space, extreme temperatures, radiation, and micrometeoroid impacts, takes a toll on its structure and systems. Over time, critical components like solar panels, life support systems, and communication equipment degrade, making maintenance more challenging and costly. NASA and its partners have had to send up countless repair missions, replacing parts and upgrading systems to keep the ISS operational. However, there's only so much that can be done when the station's core modules were never designed for indefinite use. As the ISS continues to age, the risk of system failures increases, raising safety concerns for the astronauts living aboard. This aging infrastructure is a major reason why space agencies are now planning to retire the ISS within the next decade. The station has served far beyond its expected lifespan, but the realities of wear and tear, combined with evolving space exploration goals, mean it's time to look toward the future and new platforms that can carry humanity's presence in space even further. Why is the ISS coming to an end? Deciding to end the International Space Station's mission isn't just about old hardware. It's a complex mix of technical challenges, financial realities, and shifting priorities in space exploration. Maintaining the ISS is incredibly expensive, with billions of dollars spent annually to keep it running safely and effectively. As the station ages, these costs only rise, especially since repairs become more frequent and complicated. At the same time, space agencies like NASA are turning their attention to new frontiers, such as the Moon and Mars, which demand fresh investments and innovative technologies. Politically, the ISS has been a beacon of international cooperation, but geopolitical tensions and changing partnerships also influence the decision to retire it. Moreover, the station's design limits how much it can be upgraded to meet the needs of future missions. Private companies are stepping into the spotlight, offering new opportunities for commercial space stations that could take over some of the ISS's roles more cost-effectively. All these factors combined mean that while the ISS has been an extraordinary achievement, it's no longer sustainable or aligned with the next era of space exploration. The decision to retire the ISS is a strategic move to redirect resources and focus on building the future of human presence in space, ensuring that progress continues beyond low Earth orbit. The planned timeline for deorbiting. The final chapter of the International Space Station is already being written, with a carefully planned timeline guiding its eventual retirement. Current projections suggest that the ISS will continue orbiting Earth until around 2031, although some discussions consider extending its life slightly beyond that. This timeline isn't arbitrary. It's the result of extensive analysis of the station's condition, safety concerns, and evolving mission goals. As the end approaches, space agencies will gradually reduce the station's operations, shifting focus to preparing for its controlled deorbit. This process involves meticulous planning to ensure the station re-enters Earth's atmosphere safely, minimizing risks to people and property on the ground. The timeline also allows for the transition of research and activities to new platforms, including upcoming commercial space stations and lunar habitats. While the ISS has been a constant presence in low Earth orbit for over 2 decades, this planned timeline marks a significant turning point in human spaceflight. It's a reminder that even the most impressive engineering feats have lifespans, and that the future of space exploration depends on innovation, renewal, and new beginnings beyond the familiar orbit of the ISS. What happens during deorbiting? When the International Space Station begins its final descent, it won't be a chaotic crash, but a carefully controlled farewell to orbit. Deorbiting the ISS is a complex and precise operation designed to ensure safety for everyone on Earth. The plan involves gradually slowing the station's speed using specially equipped spacecraft, allowing it to descend through the atmosphere over several hours. As it re-enters, most of the massive structure will burn up due to intense heat from friction with the atmosphere, creating a spectacular fiery display visible from the ground. However, some larger pieces won't completely disintegrate and will fall into a remote area of the ocean, often referred to as the spacecraft cemetery in the South Pacific, far from populated regions. This controlled process is essential because the ISS weighs nearly 420 tons, and an uncontrolled re-entry could pose serious risks. The deorbiting will mark the end of an era but also demonstrate the incredible precision and responsibility involved in managing human-made objects in space. This final act will be watched closely by scientists and space enthusiasts worldwide, a poignant reminder of the station's legacy and the careful stewardship required as humanity transitions to new chapters in space exploration. The role of private companies and new space stations. The future of low Earth orbit is shifting from government-led missions to a new era dominated by private companies and commercial space stations. As the International Space Station approaches retirement, several private ventures are racing to fill the gap, promising to revolutionize how we live and work in space. Companies like Axiom Space and Blue Origin are developing their own space habitats, designed not only for research but also for tourism, manufacturing, and even entertainment. These commercial stations aim to be more flexible and cost-effective than the ISS, opening space access to a broader range of users beyond just astronauts and scientists. This shift reflects a broader trend in the space industry, where innovation is driven by private investment and entrepreneurship, accelerating progress faster than ever before. Governments are partnering with these companies, providing support while focusing their resources on ambitious deep space missions, such as returning humans to the moon and eventually reaching Mars. The rise of private space stations also promises to create a vibrant space economy, with new jobs, industries, and opportunities that were once unimaginable. In this way, the end of the ISS isn't just a farewell, it's the dawn of a commercial space frontier, where humanity's presence in orbit becomes more dynamic, diverse, and sustainable than ever before. Scientific legacy of the ISS. The International Space Station has been a powerhouse of scientific discovery, transforming our understanding of life both on Earth and beyond. Over its more than 2 decades in orbit, the ISS has hosted thousands of experiments that simply couldn't be done anywhere else. From studying how the human body adapts to microgravity, to testing new medical treatments, the station has provided invaluable insights that improve healthcare on Earth. It has also been a testbed for cutting-edge technologies like advanced water recycling systems and materials designed to withstand harsh space environments, innovations that could one day support long-duration missions to the Moon or Mars. The microgravity environment allows scientists to observe phenomena in ways impossible on Earth, revealing new details about fluid dynamics, combustion, and even fundamental physics. Beyond pure science, the ISS has helped prepare astronauts for future deep space exploration by studying the psychological and physical effects of living in space for extended periods. This legacy of research and innovation has laid the groundwork for humanity's next giant leaps into the cosmos. As the ISS nears the end of its mission, its scientific contributions remain a testament to what international collaboration and curiosity can achieve when we reach for the stars together. International cooperation and political impact. The International Space Station stands as one of the most remarkable examples of international cooperation in history. For more than 2 decades, space agencies from the United States, Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada have worked side by side, overcoming political differences to maintain a shared presence in orbit. The ISS isn't just a scientific lab. It's a symbol of what humanity can achieve when nations unite toward a common goal. This collaboration has fostered trust, knowledge exchange, and peaceful partnerships in a realm often dominated by competition. However, as the station nears retirement, questions arise about the future of such cooperation. The ISS has set a high bar, but geopolitical shifts and emerging space powers mean that future projects will face new challenges. Still, the legacy of the ISS reminds us that space exploration can bridge divides and inspire global teamwork. Its retirement will mark the end of an era, but also the beginning of new international partnerships, as countries and private companies explore fresh ways to collaborate beyond Earth. The story of the ISS is a powerful reminder that space is not just about technology, it's about people coming together to push the boundaries of what's possible. What comes after the ISS? The end of the International Space Station doesn't mean the end of human presence in space, it's just the beginning of a bold new chapter. NASA and its partners are already setting their sights beyond low Earth orbit, with ambitious projects like the Lunar Gateway taking center stage. The Gateway will be a small, crew-tended space station orbiting the Moon, serving as a staging point for astronauts preparing for lunar landings and eventually missions to Mars. Unlike the ISS, which circles Earth, the Gateway will enable longer-duration missions deeper into space, testing technologies and life support systems critical for exploration beyond our planet. Alongside this, other countries and private companies are developing their own space habitats, expanding humanity's reach and capabilities. These next-generation stations will be more specialized, supporting scientific research, resource utilization, and even commercial activities on the Moon and beyond. The transition from the ISS to these new platforms marks a shift from Earth-centric orbit to a more expansive, multi-destination presence in space. It's a thrilling evolution that promises to unlock new discoveries, inspire innovation, and pave the way for humans to become a truly interplanetary species. The end of the ISS is not a farewell, but a stepping stone toward humanity's future among the stars. Why the ISS still matters today. The International Space Station remains one of humanity's most extraordinary achievements, and its importance continues right up to its final days. Even as plans unfold for its retirement, the ISS still serves as a vital platform for scientific research, technology testing, and international collaboration. It's a unique environment where experiments in microgravity help us understand everything from disease mechanisms to new materials, with direct benefits for life on Earth. Beyond research, the ISS inspires millions worldwide, fueling curiosity and passion for space exploration. Its presence reminds us that space is within our reach, encouraging the next generation of scientists, engineers, and explorers. The station also acts as a critical training ground, preparing astronauts for the challenges of longer missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. While its retirement marks the end of an era, the ISS's legacy will continue to influence space exploration for decades. It's a bridge between past achievements and future ambitions, proving that international teamwork and human ingenuity can overcome the toughest challenges. As we look ahead to new space stations and deeper missions, the ISS still matters, serving as a beacon of what we've accomplished and a foundation for what's yet to come. Its story is far from over, and its impact will resonate long after it leaves orbit. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the incredible story of the International Space Station. If you enjoyed diving into the past, present, and future of humanity's home in orbit, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss a Space Facts update. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us what amazed you most or what space topics you want us to explore next. Until next time, keep looking up and stay curious. Did you know that Voyager 1 is currently traveling at 38,000 miles per hour through interstellar space, yet it would still take over 73,000 years to reach the nearest star? This incredible spacecraft has been humanity's most distant messenger for decades, sending back data from the edge of our solar system, where no human-made object has ever ventured before. But here's the mind-blowing part. It just detected something moving out there that's completely rewriting the rules of space exploration. Do you know what could possibly be lurking in the cosmic void that caught Voyager's attention? The mysterious detection. What if I told you that humanity's most distant messenger just stumbled upon something that's rewriting the rules of space exploration? Voyager's instruments suddenly lit up like a Christmas tree when they detected an anomalous signal showing something in motion far beyond our solar system's boundaries. This wasn't your typical space rock drifting aimlessly through the void. The object wasn't following any predictable orbital pattern that planets are known for, and its movement seemed almost deliberately erratic. Scientists initially dismissed it as a potential glitch in the decades-old equipment, but when multiple readings kept confirming the same impossible data, they realized something extraordinary was actually out there. The object appeared to be moving in ways that completely defied conventional astronomical expectations, accelerating and decelerating at seemingly random intervals, as if it possessed some form of intelligence or control system. What made this discovery even more mind-bending was that the movement patterns were so unusual that astronomers had to throw out their existing tracking models and create entirely new ones just to follow its trajectory through the cosmic darkness. The readings suggested this mysterious entity was operating under principles that our current understanding of physics couldn't easily explain, leaving the scientific community both thrilled and deeply unsettled by the implications of what Voyager had accidentally discovered in the furthest reaches of known space. Beyond planetary motion. You know what separates a wandering space rock from something that might actually be intelligent? The way it moves? This wasn't your typical celestial body behavior that astronomers study in textbooks. We're talking about something that completely broke the fundamental rules of how objects are supposed to move through space. While planets follow those predictable elliptical orbits around stars that we've mapped for centuries, this mysterious object was dancing to its own cosmic rhythm, moving in patterns that seemed to mock our understanding of orbital mechanics. The really spine-chilling part? It appeared to accelerate and decelerate at what seemed like random intervals, almost as if something was making conscious decisions about where to go next. Scientists watching the data streams felt like they were observing a chess player making calculated moves, rather than a lifeless chunk of matter drifting through the void. The movement patterns were so fundamentally different from anything in our astronomical databases that researchers had to abandon decades of established tracking protocols and develop completely new mathematical models just to predict where this thing might go next. What kept everyone awake at night was the unsettling realization that this object seemed to possess some form of propulsion or guidance system that operated independently of any known gravitational influences suggesting either revolutionary physics at work or something far more extraordinary than anyone was prepared to admit publicly. Instrument readings gone wild. When a machine built in the 1970s starts detecting signals that don't exist in any modern database, you know something's seriously wrong. Voyager's magnetometer and plasma wave instruments began registering readings that sent shockwaves through mission control, displaying data patterns that didn't match a single entry in their comprehensive astronomical databases. The object appeared to be generating its own electromagnetic field, which is incredibly rare for natural space objects and typically only seen in active stars or massive planetary bodies with molten cores. Even more bizarre, the readings suggested this mysterious entity might be rotating or tumbling in a highly complex pattern that created interference signatures unlike anything scientists had previously encountered from asteroids, comets, or typical space debris. The electromagnetic emissions were so unusual that they seemed to pulse in rhythmic intervals, almost like a heartbeat echoing through the vacuum of space. What made the situation even more unsettling was that these readings were coming from instruments that had been functioning flawlessly for decades, suddenly encountering phenomena that their creators never anticipated when designing the detection systems back on Earth. The data streams showed energy signatures that fluctuated in ways that suggested either some form of internal power source or an interaction with unknown cosmic forces that current physics couldn't adequately explain. Mission scientists found themselves staring at computer screens, displaying information that challenged everything they thought they knew about how objects behave in the cold emptiness of interstellar space, leaving them questioning whether they were witnessing a natural phenomenon or something far more extraordinary. The rogue object theory. So, what happens when scientists discover something that's, too small to be a planet but way too active to be just dead rock? Well, at first scientists thought maybe this could be a rogue planet, one of those lonely worlds that gets ejected from its original solar system and ends up wandering through the infinite darkness of interstellar space, sort of like a cosmic exile. These planetary outcasts are known to drift aimlessly through the void after getting gravitationally kicked out of their home systems by larger planets or big stellar events. But the size readings from Voyager's instruments just didn't match up with what you'd expect from a typical rogue planet. And even more puzzling, rogue planets don't usually move with such unpredictable and honestly almost purposeful patterns. They tend to follow predictable trajectories influenced by the gravitational pull of nearby massive objects. But this mysterious entity seemed too small to qualify as a planet, yet it was far too large and energetically active to be classified as your typical space debris or asteroid material floating through the cosmic wasteland. What really threw researchers off was the object's apparent ability to change direction and speed without any obvious external gravitational influences acting on it. That kind of behavior totally contradicted everything scientists thought they knew about how rogue planets should behave out in the emptiness between star systems. The data pointed to something that existed in this strange middle ground between planetary and non-planetary classifications, leaving the scientific community with, way more questions than answers about its true nature and origin. This discovery really forced astronomers to rethink their basic understanding of what makes a planetary body, and whether there might be entirely new categories of cosmic objects drifting through space that just don't fit into our current classification systems. Artificial origin speculation. The moment scientists started whispering about artificial intelligence in deep space, everything changed. Here's where the discovery really took a turn and made even the most skeptical researchers pause and rethink everything they thought they knew about our cosmic neighborhood. Some scientists began seriously wondering if this mysterious object could actually be artificial in origin, a possibility that sent ripples of both excitement and, honestly, a bit of terror through the astronomical community. The object's highly unusual movement patterns, those distinctive electromagnetic signatures, and its apparent ability to change direction without any obvious external forces, led to these hushed conversations about possible extraterrestrial technology drifting out there in the void. Now, while most established researchers stayed publicly skeptical and didn't want to jump to such extraordinary conclusions, the data piling up was compelling enough that even the most conservative astronomers couldn't completely dismiss the possibility of an artificial probe or spacecraft from another civilization. What made this theory so unsettling was that the object seemed to actually show behaviors that matched up with some kind of guidance system or onboard intelligence, responding to unknown stimuli in ways that natural space objects just don't. The electromagnetic pulses appeared almost like communication attempts or maybe diagnostic signals, suggesting internal systems that could be actively monitoring or scanning the surrounding space environment. All this speculation opened up some mind-bending questions about whether humanity had just stumbled across evidence of advanced alien technology, possibly an automated probe sent by a distant civilization to explore our neck of the galaxy. That would fundamentally challenge our understanding of whether we're truly alone in the universe, and what other intelligences might be silently watching us from the darkness of space. Comet or something else? So, when something behaves like a comet but breaks just about every rule about how comets are supposed to work, you've really got a cosmic mystery on your hands. The next theory that popped up from all the scientific chaos focused on whether this enigmatic object could some kind of unusual comet with a highly irregular orbit. But even this seemingly logical explanation started to fall apart under closer scrutiny. Comets are notorious for their unpredictable behavior, especially when they interact with solar winds and the gravitational fields from massive celestial bodies. That's what creates those spectacular tails and erratic flight paths that can confuse even the most experienced astronomers. However, this mysterious object was positioned way too far from any star to show the typical comet behavior that scientists have documented for centuries. It was operating in the cold vacuum of interstellar space, where solar radiation really shouldn't have much impact on its structure or movement patterns. What made the comet theory even more unlikely was that the object's movement seemed totally independent of any detectable gravitational influence from nearby stellar bodies. That kind of thing suggests it had some form of internal propulsion system, rather than just relying on external cosmic forces. Traditional comets follow predictable physics when they get close to heat sources, developing those characteristic tails and accelerating in ways that match established mathematical models. But this object just didn't fit those expectations at all. The electromagnetic readings and those weird directional changes happened without any connection to solar activity or gravitational wells, which indicated that whatever this thing was, it operated under principles that had nothing to do with the usual ice and rock composition that defines comets. That left researchers seriously wondering if they were dealing with something that was just pretending to be a familiar cosmic phenomenon. Interstellar visitor analysis. Sometimes, the most terrifying discoveries are the ones that remind us we're not alone in this cosmic neighborhood. Data analysis revealed this object might be an interstellar visitor, something that originated outside our solar system and was just passing through our cosmic backyard like an uninvited guest. Similar to Oumuamua, the mysterious cigar-shaped object that briefly visited us back in 2017 and left scientists scrambling for explanations, this new detection showed unmistakable characteristics of something that definitely didn't belong to our familiar solar system family. However, unlike Oumuamua, which seemed to drift through space following predictable physics, this object appeared to be actively maneuvering rather than just coasting on momentum from its original trajectory. The spectral analysis suggested it carried chemical signatures completely foreign to anything found in our local planetary formation, indicating it had traveled unimaginable distances through the void between star systems before somehow ending up in Voyager's detection range. What made this discovery particularly spine-chilling was the realization that if this was indeed an interstellar traveler, it meant our solar system was being visited by objects from distant cosmic regions, with potentially different physical laws or evolutionary histories. The object's ability to maintain apparent control over its movement after what must have been millions of years of interstellar travel suggested either incredibly advanced preservation technology or something that, honestly, challenged our understanding of how matter behaves across vast cosmic distances. This raised unsettling questions about what other mysterious visitors might be silently passing through our solar system without our knowledge, observing us from the darkness. Scientific community divided. Nothing splits the scientific world faster than a discovery that challenges everything we thought we knew about reality. The discovery created a massive rift that split the scientific community into warring factions, each defending their interpretation of the data with the passion of religious zealots. Conservative astronomers dug in their heels, insisting this must be a natural phenomenon they simply hadn't encountered before, arguing that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence and that jumping to wild conclusions would damage their professional credibility. Meanwhile, a growing faction of researchers argued that the mounting evidence pointed to something far more extraordinary than conventional wisdom could accept, suggesting that clinging to outdated assumptions was preventing genuine scientific progress. Peer review processes transformed into heated battlegrounds where respected colleagues found themselves shouting across conference rooms, with researchers demanding more comprehensive data before making any definitive conclusions about the object's true nature and origin. The tension became so intense that some scientists refused to collaborate with colleagues who held opposing views, creating an unprecedented schism in a field that typically thrives on cooperative research and shared discoveries. What made this division particularly bitter was that both sides were working with the same limited dataset from Voyager's aging instruments, yet reaching completely different conclusions about what they were observing in the depths of space. The controversy exposed deep philosophical differences about how science should approach unexplained phenomena, with traditionalists advocating caution, while progressives pushed for bold new theories that could revolutionize our understanding of the cosmos and humanity's place within it. Technology limitations. When your most advanced space probe is running on technology older than most smartphones, getting answers becomes nearly impossible. Unfortunately, Voyager's aging instruments and vast distance from Earth meant the data was frustratingly limited and sometimes contradictory, like trying to solve a murder mystery with a broken magnifying glass. The spacecraft's communication systems, originally designed in the 1970s using technology that would seem primitive compared to a modern calculator, struggled desperately to transmit detailed information about this unprecedented discovery across the mind-boggling distances of interstellar space. Scientists found themselves in the maddening position of having to work with incomplete datasets that arrived months after being recorded, making it incredibly challenging to determine exactly what Voyager had encountered in the cosmic depths. The probe's instruments were never designed to analyze the type of anomalous readings they were now detecting, forcing researchers to extrapolate conclusions from equipment that was already operating far beyond its intended lifespan and capabilities. Signal degradation across billions of miles meant that crucial details about the object's behavior were lost in transmission, leaving tantalizing gaps in the data that could have provided definitive answers about its nature and origin. What made this situation even more frustrating was that by the time scientists received and analyzed the information, the mysterious object had often moved to a completely different location, making follow-up observations nearly impossible. The technological limitations created a perfect storm of scientific frustration, where humanity's most distant explorer had discovered something potentially revolutionary, but lacked the tools to properly study it. Ongoing mystery. Some mysteries are so profound that they redefine what we thought was possible in the universe. As of now, the object remains one of space exploration's greatest unsolved mysteries, a cosmic riddle that continues to haunt scientists and challenge our fundamental understanding of what exists in the vast emptiness between stars. Voyager continues to track its movement when possible, but the object's unpredictable behavior makes consistent observation feel like trying to photograph a ghost that appears and disappears at will. The enigmatic entity seems to operate under its own mysterious agenda, sometimes vanishing from detection for weeks before reappearing in completely unexpected locations, as if it's deliberately evading our attempts to study it. Future deep space missions are being frantically planned with more advanced instruments specifically designed to investigate similar anomalies, but the reality is that we're still years away from having the technology capable of properly analyzing whatever this thing actually is. For now, we're left in the uncomfortable position of knowing something extraordinary is out there, moving through the cosmic void with apparent intelligence or purpose, while being completely powerless to determine its true nature or intentions. The discovery has fundamentally altered how scientists approach the search for unusual phenomena in space, forcing them to acknowledge that our universe might be far stranger and more populated than we ever dared to imagine. This mysterious object serves as a humbling reminder that despite all our technological advances and scientific achievements, we're still cosmic children stumbling around in the dark, occasionally bumping into things that shouldn't exist according to our current understanding of reality. So what do you think we're dealing with here? A natural phenomenon we've never encountered before, or something that challenges our understanding of what's possible in deep space? The fact that Voyager can still surprise us with discoveries like this just shows how much we still don't know about our universe. Drop a comment below and let me know your theory about this mysterious moving object. I read every single one. If this blew your mind, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you never miss when Space Facts drops new content. Until next time, keep looking up. Did you know that in the vastness of our galaxy, there are an estimated 10,000 interstellar objects passing through our solar system every single year, yet we've only detected a handful of them? Most of these cosmic wanderers slip by completely unnoticed, carrying secrets from distant star systems across the infinite darkness of space. Here's the mind-blowing part. We're essentially living in a cosmic highway with constant interstellar traffic, and we're just now learning how to spot the travelers. But did you know that some of these mysterious visitors might not be natural objects at all? The discovery moment. Astronomers just detected something that shouldn't exist, a colossal interstellar intruder that's rewriting everything we thought we knew about our cosmic neighborhood. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a massive alien visitor racing through our solar system at mind-bending speeds, and it's got the entire scientific community in complete chaos. The Catalina Sky Survey team was doing their routine asteroid hunting when their computers started screaming alerts about something absolutely unprecedented, an object so large and so fast that it initially broke their detection algorithms. What started as a normal night of stargazing turned into the most significant interstellar discovery since Oumuamua first shocked the world back in 2017. But here's what's sending chills down every astronomer's spine. This isn't just another space rock drifting through the void. This behemoth is actively defying our understanding of physics, moving in ways that conventional celestial mechanics simply can't explain. The Discovery team spent 3 sleepless nights triple-checking their data because what they were seeing seemed impossible. A single object, roughly the size of a skyscraper, hurtling through space with the precision of a guided missile, and the mystery of an ancient artifact. Within hours of confirmation, observatories across 6 continents were frantically redirecting their most powerful telescopes toward this cosmic enigma, each hoping to unlock secrets that could fundamentally change our understanding of what's really out there in the infinite darkness between stars. Size comparison shock. What if I told you that something 10 times bigger than the most mysterious object in human history just invaded our solar system, and it's so massive it could swallow entire neighborhoods whole? The numbers are absolutely staggering, and they're about to blow your mind completely. While the original Oumuamua was roughly the size of a football field, already impressive enough to captivate scientists worldwide, this new cosmic giant is operating on a scale that defies comprehension. We're talking about an interstellar behemoth that stretches across dimensions so vast, it could easily engulf multiple city blocks, standing taller than most skyscrapers and wider than entire shopping districts. To put this in perspective, if Oumuamua was a car, this new visitor would be a massive cargo ship cruising through the cosmic ocean. The sheer mass of this object is generating gravitational effects that are subtly influencing smaller asteroids in its path, creating a miniature gravitational wake as it barrels through our solar system. What's even more mind-boggling is that something this colossal managed to approach our solar system completely undetected until it was practically on our cosmic doorstep. The fact that an object of this magnitude could remain hidden in the depths of interstellar space until now raises profound questions about what else might be lurking out there in the darkness between stars. Scientists are scrambling to understand how something so enormous could have escaped detection for so long, and more importantly, what its massive size might tell us about its true origin and purpose in our galactic neighborhood. The trajectory mystery. Every law of physics we've ever learned is being shattered by an object that's literally rewriting the rules of how things move through space. This massive intruder is pulling off gravitational stunts that should be absolutely impossible, and it's driving astrophysicists to the brink of madness trying to explain what they're witnessing. Unlike every comet, asteroid, or space debris we've ever tracked, this colossal visitor is following a hyperbolic trajectory so extreme that it's defying our most fundamental understanding of orbital mechanics. The object's path through our solar system resembles a perfectly calculated slingshot maneuver, as if someone or something deliberately plotted its course with surgical precision. What's keeping scientists awake at night is that this trajectory doesn't match any known gravitational influences from our sun, planets, or even the mysterious dark matter that permeates our galaxy. Computer models are failing spectacularly when they try to predict where this thing came from or where it's heading next, because the math simply doesn't add up with conventional physics. The most disturbing part? This isn't random cosmic wandering. The object's path suggests it originated from a specific point in interstellar space and is heading toward another precise destination with the accuracy of a guided missile. Some researchers are quietly whispering that this level of trajectory control might indicate artificial guidance systems, while others are frantically searching for unknown gravitational sources that could explain this cosmic impossibility. Either way, we're witnessing something that challenges everything we thought we knew about how objects move through the vast emptiness of space. Composition clues. So, scientists have just discovered something that's making their most advanced instruments go haywire. This object's surface is reflecting light in ways that really shouldn't be physically possible. The spectral analysis results are sending shockwaves through the astronomical community, revealing a composition so bizarre that it's forcing researchers to question everything they know about interstellar materials. When powerful telescopes first analyzed the light bouncing off this massive visitor, the data showed metallic signatures unlike anything we've ever encountered in our solar system, or, honestly, anywhere else. The object's surface appears to be composed of an exotic metallic alloy that reflects specific wavelengths of light with an almost mirror-like precision, creating spectral patterns that don't match any known elements in our periodic table. What's absolutely mind-bending is that this metallic composition is showing signs of structural uniformity across its entire surface, something that would be virtually impossible for a natural object that's been tumbling through the harsh environment of interstellar space for, potentially, millions of years. The reflective properties are so unusual that some spectrometers are detecting organized crystalline structures that typically only form under controlled laboratory conditions. Even more puzzling, the object's surface temperature readings are inconsistent with what we'd expect from a chunk of space rock, suggesting either internal heat generation or some form of thermal regulation system. These composition anomalies are eerily reminiscent of the original Oumuamua's mysterious properties, but amplified to an extreme degree that's making even the most skeptical scientists consider possibilities they never thought they'd have to entertain about the true nature of these interstellar visitors. Speed and acceleration. This cosmic giant is moving so fast it could travel from New York to Los Angeles in under 3 minutes, but that's not even the scariest part about its impossible speed. The velocity readings are absolutely terrifying, and they're revealing something that's making NASA's top physicists lose sleep every single night. This interstellar behemoth is screaming through our solar system at a mind-numbing 26 kilometers per second, a speed so incomprehensible that it makes our fastest rockets look like they're crawling through molasses. To put this insane velocity into perspective, this object could circumnavigate our entire planet in just 25 minutes, making it faster than anything humanity has ever created or encountered in space. But here's where things get genuinely disturbing. Advanced tracking systems are detecting subtle but consistent non-gravitational acceleration patterns that shouldn't exist according to every law of physics we've ever discovered. This massive visitor is somehow speeding up and slowing down in ways that can't be explained by solar radiation pressure, gravitational assists, or, honestly, any known propulsion mechanism. The acceleration signatures are so precise and controlled that they're creating mathematical models that look suspiciously like engineered thrust patterns rather than natural cosmic phenomena. What's keeping mission control teams awake is that this level of speed control suggests either revolutionary physics we haven't discovered yet, or technology so advanced that it operates beyond our current understanding of space travel. The fact that something this massive can maintain such incredible speeds while making subtle course corrections is forcing scientists to confront possibilities about interstellar visitors that they never wanted to seriously consider. The tumbling effect. This massive space intruder is performing an impossible cosmic dance, spinning and tumbling through the void like a giant celestial pinwheel that's revealing secrets with every rotation. The rotational patterns of this colossal visitor are creating one of the most mesmerizing and scientifically valuable light shows ever witnessed in our solar system, and the data it's producing is absolutely revolutionary. As this enormous object tumbles end over end through space, it's generating a distinctive light curve that changes dramatically every few hours, creating a cosmic strobe effect that's allowing astronomers to map its three-dimensional structure with unprecedented precision. The tumbling motion is so complex and mathematically beautiful that it's revealing the object's exact shape, surface features, and internal mass distribution in ways that would normally require close-up spacecraft imaging. What's absolutely fascinating is that this rotation isn't random chaos. The tumbling follows specific angular momentum patterns that suggest either natural formation processes we've never seen before, or deliberate spin characteristics that were somehow engineered into the object's design. Each rotation cycle is providing crucial clues about the object's origin story, with computer models analyzing thousands of light variations to reconstruct how this massive visitor might have been shaped by interstellar forces during its journey through the cosmic void. The most intriguing aspect is that the tumbling rate is gradually changing as the object moves through our solar system, possibly due to subtle gravitational influences or internal structural shifts that are giving scientists their first real glimpse into the mysterious internal composition and mechanical properties of genuine interstellar visitors. Scientific theories. The world's brightest minds are locked in heated debates about three theories that could completely rewrite our understanding of what's really lurking in the darkness between stars. The scientific community is fracturing into passionate camps as researchers desperately try to explain this massive cosmic anomaly, and each theory is more mind-blowing than the last. The first group of scientists believes we're witnessing a colossal fragment torn from an alien star system during some catastrophic stellar event, possibly a supernova explosion or planetary collision that hurled this metallic giant across the galaxy for millions of years before it stumbled into our cosmic neighborhood. The second faction is proposing something even more extraordinary. This object represents a completely new category of interstellar debris, formed by unknown processes in the deep space between star systems, where exotic physics and extreme conditions could create materials and structures that don't exist anywhere else in the universe. But it's the third theory that's causing the most controversy and honestly keeping astronomers awake at night. A growing number of respected researchers are quietly suggesting that this massive visitor might be artificial in nature, possibly representing technology from an advanced civilization that's either exploring our galaxy or using our solar system as a gravitational waypoint during an interstellar journey. The artificial hypothesis is gaining traction because natural objects simply don't exhibit the precise trajectory control, uniform composition, and controlled acceleration patterns that this behemoth is displaying. Each theory carries profound implications for humanity's place in the cosmos, and the scientific community is racing against time to gather enough evidence to determine which explanation might actually be correct. Observation window. We're in a cosmic race against time, and honestly, humanity has only weeks left before this mysterious giant vanishes forever into the infinite darkness, taking all its secrets with it. The clock is ticking with terrifying urgency, and every second that passes brings us closer to losing the most significant interstellar discovery in human history. This massive cosmic visitor is on a relentless trajectory that will carry it beyond the reach of our most powerful telescopes within mere weeks, creating a narrow observation window that's forcing the global astronomical community into emergency overdrive. Unlike objects that orbit our sun and can be studied for years, this interstellar behemoth is following a one-way ticket out of our solar system, meaning we have exactly one chance to unlock its mysteries before it disappears into the cosmic void for potentially millions of years. The desperation is palpable as observatories worldwide are canceling scheduled research projects and redirecting their most advanced instruments toward this fleeting target, knowing that missing this opportunity could mean waiting centuries for another similar visitor. What makes this time crunch even more agonizing is that the object's massive size and unique properties are generating data at an unprecedented rate, but scientists need months to properly analyze information they only have days to collect. Radio telescopes are operating around the clock, space-based observatories are burning through their fuel reserves for extended tracking sessions, and research teams are working in shifts to ensure continuous monitoring. The scientific community is acutely aware that once this colossal mystery crosses the outer boundaries of our solar system, it will become just another invisible speck in the interstellar darkness, carrying its secrets away forever. Technology response. Space agencies are literally scrambling their most expensive missions and burning through billion-dollar budgets in a desperate attempt to intercept this cosmic giant before it escapes forever. The global space community has erupted into unprecedented chaos as NASA, ESA, and other major agencies frantically redirect their most sophisticated spacecraft toward this fleeting interstellar target, abandoning years of carefully planned missions in favor of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Mission control centers worldwide are operating in crisis mode, with engineers working around the clock to reprogram existing deep space probes and calculate complex trajectory adjustments that could bring them within scanning range of this massive visitor. The European Space Agency has already announced they're considering an emergency deviation of their upcoming asteroid mission, while NASA is evaluating whether to sacrifice fuel reserves from their outer solar system explorers for closer observation passes. What's truly remarkable is that some of the world's most brilliant aerospace engineers are proposing something that sounds like science fiction, launching entirely new interception missions with record-breaking development timelines, potentially deploying spacecraft within months rather than the typical decade-long planning cycles. Private space companies are joining the frenzy, with several billionaire-funded ventures offering to fast-track experimental probe designs specifically engineered to chase down this cosmic mystery. The technological response is so massive and coordinated that it resembles a global emergency mobilization, with international space agencies sharing classified propulsion technologies and pooling resources in ways that would have been unthinkable just months ago. This unprecedented collaboration represents humanity's most ambitious attempt to study an interstellar visitor before it vanishes into the cosmic darkness forever. What this means. This single discovery is shattering centuries of astronomical assumptions and proving that our galaxy might be crawling with massive interstellar travelers we never knew existed. The implications of this colossal discovery are sending shockwaves through every corner of the scientific world, fundamentally revolutionizing our understanding of how common these mysterious interstellar visitors actually are in our cosmic neighborhood. If we're witnessing two of these enigmatic objects within just a few short years, first Oumuamua in 2017 and now this massive giant, statistical models suggest there could be thousands, possibly millions of similar interstellar travelers silently cruising through our galaxy at any given moment. This revelation is completely overturning the traditional belief that interstellar objects are extremely rare cosmic events, instead suggesting that our solar system might be situated along some kind of interstellar highway where these massive visitors regularly pass through on their mysterious journeys between star systems. The discovery is forcing astronomers to recalculate everything they thought they knew about galactic dynamics, stellar formation processes, and the frequency of interstellar material exchange between different solar systems throughout the Milky Way. What's absolutely mind-blowing is that this means we've been living in a galaxy teeming with interstellar traffic that we were completely oblivious to until recently, simply because our detection technology wasn't sophisticated enough to spot these cosmic wanderers. The realization that massive objects like this might be constantly passing through our solar system undetected is reshaping our entire perspective on humanity's place in a universe that's far more dynamic and interconnected than we ever dared to imagine. So what do you think about this massive interstellar visitor that's rewriting everything we know about our cosmic neighborhood? Are we witnessing natural phenomena or something far more extraordinary? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your thoughts. If you're fascinated by mind-bending space discoveries like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss when Space Facts drops another cosmic bombshell that'll leave you questioning everything. Until next time, keep looking up and remember, the universe is far stranger and more incredible than we ever imagined.